Okay, welcome back. Breaking this up into two parts, it's allowed me to get up and get some other things that I wanted to add into this scene. This is a Peach Bellini pad, Adirondack Lights pad. I almost kind of forget what I'm using here. And I'm just adding a little bit of warmth to this structure here, just to give it a little bit of a different temperature. Maybe I'll put a little bit on this road. You know, I don't want too much. I just want, a little bit of warm light, maybe. Sometimes, when something's, all one temperature, be it a warm scene with sunset or something like that, or a cool scene, I like to add in just a little temperature change somewhere, just to give it a little bit of a variation. And I think it, it increases the temperature range of a scene. And when it comes to things like contrast in terms of value, intensity, from something very bright to something very dull, temperature from something very cool to very, warm. I like to have a little bit of a range in there. I think if you put a little bit of warmth in there, the coolers seem that much cooler by contrast. So it's not just, I'm not necessarily doing it to warm the scene up, but I'm just, in this case, I want the rest of the scene to look even cooler, in terms of visual temperature. Alright, now, adding in some foreground, I thought I could use something over here. Here we have this kind of road coming out here, and I thought I'd add in this tree just to kind of frame it off, like maybe it's on the side of the road. There's another row of trees, and it kind of reiterates kind of what's going on in the kind of the midground and distance with some additional trees. All right. Maybe we'll add one more right here. Maybe go a little bit of a change of height. And this is the spruce tree large image. Okay, that looks pretty good to me as far as the composition goes. All right, now let's get into some fun here. Here's another scene. This is the lakeside cabin, and what I did is I didn't color in the reflection down here, and it became kind of a land element. This is a postcard that I made up of this scene right here. Some of these branches, these are the prickly branch stamps, and I've actually stamped them in a white pigment ink down at the base to give it kind of a, an icy type of feel. And I've gone in with the little white gel pen, and I've done snowfall, and I've put a little bit of the those highlights on that, kind of that lighter branch in the foreground, just to kind of pull it out from the background and to give it some texture. Let's start off with that. Let's start off with some white gel pen, okay? And let's start adding some of this in. Now, if I'm adding it kind of like in this fashion right here, just little individual dots like that in the background, it could represent kind of a wintry night sky, probably with no clouds, okay? But now, if I added these same dots, okay, coming down in front of my objects, what you have is something in the foreground then, and that could represent snowfall, okay? And let's take it, some of it right in front of these trees. And by the way, those spruce trees that are done in black are still kind of drying. It's a big solid shape, so they really took a lot of ink. Okay. Okay, now, one of the things that I do, which is, I think is kind of fun, like, can you see in here where there's a little bit of a trail coming off some of these right here? It's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a cartoony way to do this, but I think it looks pretty good as far as a pattern goes. I wouldn't do these things, I wouldn't do too many of them, you know, like all over the place, but I think a few of them look pretty good in a scene, and I think it does, I think it does look like, kind of like snowfall, you know, it's kind of trailing off. I don't know, maybe that's the way it looks, kind of like in an animated movie or something like that, you know, Charlie Brown Christmas or something like that, you know, with these little snowballs or whatnot, but I don't know, I think it looks okay. I think it has a nice kind of whimsical feel to it, and I mean, it can be kind of subtle too, so I don't think, you know, it's an obtrusive look. Alright. Okay, so we have the kind of snowfall over the terrain. And why not add some more texture into here, okay? So maybe I put some of this snow on the ground. It's just, I don't know, it's just more texture. Here's some little rocks down here. And what I'm doing is just I'm putting a little dot on top of them. On the road, I'm giving the road a little bit more texture. Using this pen. Okay, on these dark trees here in the foreground, why not, let's see, add a little bit of a texture and highlighting onto some of them. And I'm putting it on the top sides of some of these branches. And I'm not outlining the tree, I'm just putting some little details here and there, okay? There's no set formula or anything like that. I'm just kind of looking for opportunities. Kind of what I'm doing is like on the top sides of some of these, okay? That's where I'm putting some of that snow. Yeah, I mean, some of it can be kind of more random too, alright? And let's see here. Why don't we add some to some of these background trees as well, like that. So you're kind of adding this little texture on here, and it's representing the same type of thing, some highlights, snow, and by doing it in the background and foreground, you're unifying those two different areas with you know, a similar texture. Okay. And now see these trees on the other side over here, you can barely see. So let's see if we can kind of pull those out from the background as well. Okay. Now these are kind of, they're more in the dark, so I want to be careful that I don't add, you know, too much to them. So I always say kind of hold them out at, you know, kind of arm's length and take a look at them. Okay, now here's some other ones. in the background. The lighter ones can also use a little bit of that texture. Alright, I got a flashing battery sign right now, but okay, but anyway, there you have it. Let me see if I can get some of this glare out. A little bit of a wintry scene. Let's get some additional snow down here. Okay. How about a little bit of snow on this rooftop? Kind of define that edge a little bit more. This white gel pen. Okay. I stamped some of that snow texture in there. So, if you want to, you can put a little texture on this side of this covered bridge as well. Yeah, looks kind of nice. You know, these little, just reiterate the lines. That. Okay, so anyway, there you have it. Kind of a little snow scene. Thanks for watching.